So, welcome back to the Otaku Topic Podcast. Today, I'm here with Matt Drums. Matt Drums does anime covers with the drum set. He does anime. I mixed it. I mixed up my word. Would you rather say what you do?
No, it doesn't matter, bro. Uh, yeah, I just do anime drum covers. Occasionally I'll do like metal drum covers, but that's pretty much it. Just anime and drum content.
So, how long have you been doing
Did that pick up?
covers? Yes, yeah, it did.
Uh, okay, cool. A little over a year now. I started I made like maybe 2 to 5 covers when I was like 18. And it was just kind of something I would occasionally do if I liked the song enough. But then I think it was of June of last year, I believe, um, where I decided to make an anime cover, and then it did like really well. And then I was like, okay, well, I guess people would like this a lot more. So I just started doing it consistently, and then that's been like the thing. It's been like my life, just waking up and learning an anime song and then doing it again. So yeah, a little over a year.
I got you. That's what's up. So, which one would you say that pop? What's the one that popped off? You think, as far as the song choice?
Yeah, there was one in particular. It was the Blend S opening, Bon Appetit. Um, that one like went crazy. At first, originally it was my very first anime cover ever that I ever did was Crying for Rain, the one from Domestic Girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
That one got me like 200 followers, and it was like, what the hell?
Wow.
This is insane. So I ended up doing like two more after that. I did like the No Game No Life one and like the SOBS of us ending song. Those did okay. It was really nothing to take note of. And then I did the Blend S and that one just went fucking insane. Um, I went on a trip like the day I posted it the day before I went on a month-long trip, and I came back with like 6,000 followers. Yeah,
That sounds like some
that was
TikTok
the
growth
turning
though.
point, and I was like, oh, okay, well, now I got to do it. Yeah.
That's what's up. So you seems that like you was doing most of the slice of life. Um well I know you did silhouette, so that was a shonen I think. But what would you say are like some of your favorite genres of anime?
Um, like as far as anime drummers like that do what I do,
I mean
or
genres.
okay, genres. Yeah. Yeah, I think slice of life is probably my favorite. Because you can like watch it at any time, and like it's like instant gratification because it's just cute, and happy and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, drama is really cool too. Like when it comes to like romance or or erased or like domestic girlfriend. Those are really good too.
you kind of hit the nail on the head about like why I like slice of life myself because it's not necessarily a plot thing, but it's just kind of like it's a nice aesthetic to me, like with the just the colors and the tone and the comedy and stuff. Like I guess you could say it's like I was would almost be like
Yeah,
they're like the Japanese anime equivalent of sitcoms and stuff like that, and I used to like those too. But
yeah, true.
so what would you say was your gateway anime?
It's hard. Uh, I guess there's two. There's two that I remember very vividly. I think I'm pretty sure it was like one of the two. My very first anime that I remember watching was either K-On! Or To Loveru. Um, K-On! Obviously was just a slice of life, and it's sick, and it's a band, and it's like, oh yeah, I like music too, and it's like cute. So that's what got me into it and wanted to look into more. And then there was To Loveru, which is just like a etchy comedy. Um, and as being a little kid who liked anime, eye candy kind of stuff. Like that's what made me look into more ecchi stuff. Um, so that was my introduction. But yeah, it was those two, and then from then on, it was like Samurai Girls, and Clannad and other slice of life.
That's an interesting gateway anime as far like K-On! Like I never like most people I would think like they probably got into like Dragon Ball or Pokemon and stuff like that. But so you came around like when you was able to like watch
Mhm.
anime on the internet and stuff like that.
Yeah, just about. Because I had started originally like I guess what got me introduced to it was manga, because I had been interested in manga since I was like probably 9 or 10, and then it was I think it was like around 12 years old, yeah, ish, um, when I got into anime because I was on Tumblr, if you remember that website,
Mm-hmm.
uh, like the weebs over there were like it was like a craze, and I was just following manga pages and stuff, but then they were posting like gifs and memes of anime, and I was like, this is really cute. Like I don't know why I haven't gotten into anime or like watching it. Um, so yeah,
What is something that got you into doing drumming?
it first started with my dad's friend. My dad's friend played drum, and I think I was about like 8 or 9 or something. Um, and he showed me like the first beat or the first two beats that like any drummer learns at first. And I just thought it was cool, and I didn't really think much of it. And then I got a drum set um, for like my birthday. I think yeah, I was like 9, and I just kind of like played around on it. I only played like the same beats really. Um, so I like didn't do anything. But then I think it was when I was 12 years old. Um, I met a friend and he liked the same music as I did, which is like metal and metalcore and stuff like that. And he played drums. And I kind of looked up to him. So I was like, oh, I want to start playing drums again because it wasn't something I had taken seriously. Um, and that was like kind of the starting point, really. Because before that time, like I really wasn't playing anything. Like I just learned the same beats and like I didn't learn anything else. But I really wanted to get good like him and like played all of my favorite songs like that we both liked. And that's where it kind of like kick started, I guess. And then also I got involved in playing drums like right away at my church and like kids church when I was
Mm-hmm.
really young. Uh, and then from then on, it was like playing for the youth services, and then playing in like the adult church, and that's kind of like where it kept me like glued, I guess you could say, and like
I,
kept at it.
I got you. That's cool. That's cool. That's where I kind of started with like drumming and stuff. I was playing in churches. Oh my goodness, I'm hearing all these notifications. I don't know if that's Discord or what, but yeah, I started in church too, and it's really cool to see like so having somebody that kind of that you can kind of look up to and kind of see somebody that's like able to do more technical stuff. There was probably something that kind of spurred you on to get a little better and try to and make. Was it? We just say it's more was it kind of a competition, like a competitive vibe to it
Uh,
too.
no, it wasn't. Because I always knew that he was like better than me. And not in like a like oh he's better than me like that sucks, but it was just like oh like teach me this thing, or how do you play this song, or start learning this thing, or it was really cool. He helped me a lot. Yeah, and then also that's like where it got me to start learning stuff from my own, so where like I could show him stuff. It's like oh look at this cool thing I learned. Um, yeah, it was cool.
That sounds so wholesome, man. Um,
Yeah,
yeah.
it
So
was
what would
cool.
you say?
I'm grateful to have met him.
So, what would you say? Was like some of the bands you like. I'm not that familiar with the metal scene, but it's I mean, it's probably for my own benefit because I might want to try to get into some myself. What would you say would be some influential bands?
Let me think. Um, at least when it came to like or I guess metal. The big ones for me were like Disturbed, uh, Metallica, Avenged Sevenfold, um, and then like the metalcore scene. It was like Asking Alexandria, Attack Attack, um, We Came as Romans, uh, stuff like that. Just like classic metalcore. The big ones though that like was like the massive influence was like Disturbed and like Five Finger Death Punch, uh, stuff
I
like that.
remember
Yeah.
I remember having some classmates, so I'm into that stuff. So did you play in a band?
Not till later. So I think I was about 15 or so, or maybe I was 14. I can't remember. Um, I had only been playing at church like up until that point, and that was just kind of what I did and like, played around. But then I ended up joining this group called Cypher, and they're like a ministry slash dance crew, um, to where like they travel and like teach kids how to dance. But I would like play behind their tracks, so that was like the closest thing I had, as far as like a band, and it was just kind of me, and we would just play like hip hop and stuff like that. But it was only until I was about, I think, 17, um, 16 or 17, where I like started networking and meeting people like when I was traveling with them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and that's when I got in contact with, like a few hip hop artists in my town. And then I started playing with them. And then from then, like just like any networking, you meet one person and you meet the drummer to that band, and then you meet the drummer to that band, and then they call you. And then that's when I decided to be like a freelance musician. So I started just playing with, anyone that needed help, really. And that was just kind of my thing. But I never was really tied down by a band. Um, I had tried playing or tried making like a band or two of them actually with like my friends, but I don't know. Sometimes it just falls through because I don't know. People are either like not good enough or like not consistent.
Yeah.
For the most part, though, I've been a pretty like solo dude. Like freelancing or being a session drummer was like my title for a while.
Um, what would you say was like the best advice you got from like the people you met in your career so far?
Ooh, trying to think. I know this is like very cliche, but like people make mistakes, because like everyone has like good gigs and their bad gigs. Um,
Right.
and like I've had horrible gigs, bro. Like there are times like I was like a dumbass kid, so like at like looking back at it, it's like God, I could have avoided this like easily, but like uh it's just like there I would like beat myself up a lot when something bad would happen, or if something like broke like mid set or something like that. Like I would always beat myself up.
I feel that.
And they just kind of told me to like that, like, people make mistakes, and it's like mistakes are bound to happen, but you just gotta roll with the punches and like do whatever you can, you know. Um, so
I feel
yeah,
that.
that's probably one. I mean, thankfully, like I don't really um play shows anymore, but that like kind of helped me, and I guess that kind of goes with everything, you know, just to kind of
Yeah.
handle every situation, as it comes.
I feel that for real. I know one thing, like me and Jacob, we both come from like a marching band background, so it's kind of a weird situation, like because we'll practice some of the same stuff. We'll practice, make sure the sheet music is the same, using the same sheet music, not really improvising. So in classical music, we're really kind of taught to try to aim for the perfection aspect and try to make everything consistent. Which is, I mean, with any type of music and practicing, that's the goal. But that's one thing that's kind of weird when we like trying to do
Yeah,
jazz bands and stuff like that. Like kind of like what we would kind of think of as a looser way of approaching music. And it's weird, and it's also, I think with me also being like a producer, it's always I might kind of be a little bit harder on myself if I'm playing something live because I'm so used to everything being right on the grid with music software and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So I feel that for real. That's some good advice though. It's a hard balance. It's a tricky balance, I guess you could say. You want to aim for perfection, but you don't want to like you don't know that you're human. You gotta know that you're human at the same time. So
yeah, it's a hard lesson to learn sometimes. And even then, I'm still like, I still am like having to remember that or have to like remind myself.
okay, so out of all the anime you're watching right now, what would you recommend to somebody?
Um, I think, I mean, personally, I I think it would be depend on the person. Um, because I
That's a
haven't
good.
really, I'm not like too caught up with seasonal ends. Um, but I know with like lately I've only been like watching like I told you recently like Love is War, and then I started Rent a Girlfriend, and that's a really good show. Um, but as far as like to recommend like anyone, I haven't been watching it recently, but like when it comes to like my favorites and like the go to that I would recommend is like Made in Abyss or maybe like Assassination Classroom, because those are like really good stories, and it's like a good in between of like it can be funny and it's cute, but it can also be like really serious, and then like you cry at the end. So it's pretty cool. Those are like some of my favorites.
That's interesting. I haven't watched. I know I've watched the two other ones you mentioned, but I haven't watched Assassination Classroom yet. But I was listening to You ever heard? You know Nux Taku, right?
Sounds familiar.
He's a anime YouTuber and he does a podcast called The Rent Cafe, and they was talking about gateway anime. And they mentioned like they had kind of argued over not an argument, but they had it was like they wasn't too sure to whether or not to say Assassination Classroom would be a good one because they was talking about okay, so you're trying to like trying to turn somebody on to anime because like there's somebody that's used to Western stuff. They was like Assassination was kind of
Okay.
weird, but at the same time, it was something that might be intriguing enough for a Western audience, I guess you could say. Um, but how would you like? Do you
Mm.
feel it? Do you feel it's kind of weird, but still able to like be a good gateway anime for a somebody
I
that's kind of
I'd say so. Cause like Assassination Classroom is like it's not like a so I guess when you think of like really normie anime, like if you can like kind of think of it like tiers. There's like the normie stuff where it's like Naruto, Dragon Ball, One Piece,
yeah.
and then like maybe like two tiers under that, it's like the normie tier when it comes to like people who are like are have already been introduced, but it's like popular, but like that kind of tier. I'd say Assassination Classroom is like right there, but like rightfully so because it's like a really good anime. Um, I think it's really good. Yeah, I mean, I've actually turned on two people to anime from this show, and they're people who
Wow.
haven't like been interested in anime like at all prior to it. Yeah, so I like it. It's really good.
Wow. I might have to get into that myself. I honestly try to do
Yeah.
honestly try to get some of like my relatives into it a little bit. And most of what I try is like slice of life or try movies. I try movies because there's a low investment of time, like a Silent Voice and Makia.
Hmm. Yeah, I haven't seen Makia. I've only seen a Silent Voice. It's really good though.
Makia is solid. I wouldn't say it's like a must. I did say it was kind of like a must watch because of the single mother aspect, but I mean I think as far as like that, like if you want to kind of see what's going on with that, I think that's a good like interesting to explore that dynamic with the characters. But of course I don't think it's like I wouldn't say it's anime essential. Now that I think about it, I wouldn't say it's nothing like. So how do you kind of stay focused and stay kind of like consistent in content creating during this quarantine time?
Ooh. Um. I mean, okay. Just this out of the way. When it comes to quarantine, nothing's really changed. At the beginning of quarantine, I like had like temporarily lost my job, But like other than work, this is like all I do. So it wasn't like it's like I just go to work and I make videos. Like I come home, work on music, and then make the video, record, practice. And it was like a reoccurring thing. So like when quarantine happened, it was like literally perfect. I did was wake up and like work on stuff and call friends and like it was just like out of the picture. So I guess it's not really like now I'm back to work, things back to normal again. But I guess like the overall question is like how do I stay focused? I guess.
Hmm.
Uh, I guess just like I kind of I almost feel like I not like I'm obligated like I like it's not like I dread it or anything, but like I know that like I don't want to let people down. Um, and it kind of goes to like when I first like when everything first started like popping off with like that Blend S cover.
Hmm.
Like I was away from home and I came home with like 6,000 more followers that I had, and it was like they're all here waiting for me to like continue doing that. So that's where I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm in this now. Like you can't stop now. And I guess that's kind of how I feel. And it's like I know like people enjoy it and people like watching my stuff, so it's like I gotta do it. And of course I want to. Like I enjoy doing it, but sometimes when I feel like giving up, I gotta remember who's watching.
That's awesome. That's an awesome attitude to have. And I know in the producer circle, we kind of always we struggle with that balance ourselves. Sometimes it's trying to like, am I making the art for me or is it other people? Is will the other people like this more technical stuff or do they like the more simple stuff? And I just think it's a good just to have a balance. I have like in my beliefs is like love yourself as much as you love your neighbor. So it's like I mean you take care of yourself, but also take care of your
Absolutely.
neighbor and like
Mhm.
don't shortcut either. I guess don't shortcut either one. I guess you could say that's how I was put it.
Yeah, true, true, true.
Well, what anime would you think about doing cover to next or what opening?
Yeah, this one is actually the Rent a Girlfriend OP because
Hmm.
it's really good.
Yeah, I like
And I
that
love
one.
the show, and plus, like, whenever I see a lot of memes of a particular anime, um, what I'll usually go for because it's like it's more relevant. Um, yeah, so that was really good. And then one of my friends, he's actually my new editor as of like a week ago. He really wants me to do the ending song to Rent a Girlfriend, so I was gonna do that. And then Bluebird, the Naruto opening is
You
like
got to do
another
Bluebird.
one that I basically already have done.
uh,
Um, yeah, I got to. Yeah, because I had did the OP16. I forgot the name of it, but Silhouette. There you go. Um, yeah, I did that one, and everyone was just like bird and like basically the whole comment section was like you should just do every single cover of Naruto.
yeah,
But uh,
it has some bops
I
though.
Bluebird was the one that stuck out, so I that's why I started.
That's one thing I noticed. Like I said it. I said those are some good ones because like I noticed on TikTok those are like some of the audios that kind of popped off. But like at the same, I couldn't find like I was trying to do stuff. I was trying to do like mashups. I was trying to mash up stuff with dubstep, and like I couldn't find stuff that fit together with the keys and stuff, and I couldn't find too much that was popping off. But I think that's interesting. Like that you said what was the one? It was B something bird. You said it twice, and I forgot the name of it again. But the one that popped out for you,
Bluebird.
no, the older
Oh,
one.
the one that popped off.
But I think it could. I think the audio cut off on my end.
Okay, it was Blendex.
But then, so you look up memes on Reddit. You go to like the anime memes Reddit or something like that.
It's mostly just Instagram. That's like where
Instagram.
all of my memes are because I kind
Oh,
of just
okay.
live on Instagram. Yeah.
I got you. I follow a couple of meme pages on there, but I haven't really I see a couple different things. I see a lot of Naruto and Hunter x Hunter, like the big shonens. That's what I mostly see on mine though. The people I follow, but
Yeah, a lot of the ones I watch are just like shit posts and like
that
really stupid like irony kind of content. Like it's like really dumb, but um, I don't know. It's funny.
I know we played Call of Duty not too long ago, but what other games have you like just like throughout your life? Maybe some what are some other games you've played or would recommend to people?
Um, hmm. Uh, okay. Yeah. Um, I mean, I think the easy ones are Call of Duty and like Minecraft. Um, but ones like that I like would like recommend like a lot. My favorite game ever is called Nino Kuni,
You know, oh,
Wrath of the White Witch, and it's like an RPG game. What were you gonna say?
I was that's the one that's kind of like almost Pokemon-ish a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Yeah, it's like it's kind of turn based. Yeah.
So is it like kind of like an isekai almost too? Is it
Um,
like because I think I
yeah,
watched a
yeah.
I got you.
Hey, real quick, I'm just gonna switch to my Wi-Fi because it's lagging just a tad.
I'm glad the Twitch is going pretty good because I'm looking at my doggone Streamlabs thing and it's like drop frames detected 12. I see the caution sign. I'm like oh gosh, what did it skip? But I'll see when I'm editing. But yeah, so you played
Yeah,
Nino Kuni and I heard that game before. I just wasn't too sure. Yeah, I might pick it up someday. I like RPGs. I kind of gravitate towards like the ones that's the Final Fantasy type stuff. I used to play Pokemon, I want to try. I want to see the stuff that's kind of like I kind of want to like try Persona because I know my friend Jacob. He's been playing Persona a lot and love the soundtrack on the fifth one. I was when I was at his house and he was playing Persona 5 and it was this one song on the that was playing and, like later that night. I just heard it in my sleep and then I put like one of the I put like one of the just one of the like melodies and like one of my songs I was working on. Not necessarily like the exact melody, but just like a part of it that like really stood out to me. So it's like it was there was a this that soundtrack I would say is quite intrusive in a good way.
yeah, yeah. I know the audio on or soundtrack, I guess you could say, on Nino Kuni is like awesome. Because the studio who made Nino Kuni is actually the same studio made like the Ghibli movies.
hmm
That was like their first game that they had ever like worked on. So like
Wow,
there's
I didn't
like
even know that.
this is just a side note, but there are like cutscenes with like the same art style. But the audio is done by the same dude like that does the Ghibli movies. So it's really nice.
Wow, I gotta watch the Ghibli movies. That's probably like anime standard because I think that's like what's Ghibli's like it's I can't remember the exact names. If I saw them, I would think I would probably but like what's all the Ghibli stuff again?
It's like the popular ones would be like Spirited Away, Howl's Moving Castle, Ponyo, My
Ponyo,
Neighbor
yeah,
Totoro,
Ponyo's the
um,
one with the
Porco
that
Rosso. Yeah,
yeah I remember when Ponyo was coming out, but yeah that's interesting. That's interesting that they did Nino Kuni games. So you ever thought about doing like some game soundtracks too?
like like doing them like working on a game soundtrack.
Or like the covers or doing it. Well, that would probably be cool too. Like working on the soundtracks, because I thought
Oh,
about doing
true,
that. But
true. Yeah. I guess if one sticks out enough, I know people have requested like ones from Persona a lot. I just haven't found one that like has clicked with me. Because I mean, there's like this goes for regular covers as well. Um, like people request. like songs, but like if they could be a good song, but also like not really have a lot of drums or not have like cool drum parts, and I'll like tend to like stray away from them. Um, but I mean, if I find one that I like, then I'll probably do it. Yeah, because
I
it's just
got you.
not something I like go out of my way to look for, or like not enough people recommend it because like everyone's focused on wanting me to do their favorite anime song.
Right. Shoot, I'm running out of questions. But let's see, let's see.
Oh, you're good, dude.
I
Um,
gotta read my hand. I've been sweating now. It's now my notes are off. Nah. Oh, what would you say is a anime or non anime show that you like, or I mean that you like or that you have liked before?
uh, Let me think. It's been quite a while since I've watched um anything non-anime related, or at least when it comes to shows. Um, Anime is and YouTube is like kind of the only entertainment, um, or other than video games, of course, that I like actively consume. There's this one show I can't remember. It's on. I found it on Hulu. Gosh, I mean I don't have the time to like look it up right now. It would probably take too long. I guess I'll have to let you know.
I got you.
um, Maybe in the editing process you could like pop it up, but
You'll be like
it's
boop.
really weird. Like, it's basically the guy, this alien. Yeah, it's basically this alien who travels like to different worlds, and he takes notes and like insight about the world. So like he'll just travel to like some random spot, and it's like so weird. There's like so much shit going on, but in the middle of it, this alien guy is having a full blown conversation with one of the creatures just about life and insights, and like it's actually really insightful. So like despite like the them having like a very serious conversation, like in the middle of all this, like the world is like being blown up, or like there's a zombie apocalypse, and they're just like casually like trying to survive, but like they're still walking, so they're just having a normal conversation while killing stuff or like doing whatever. It's so weird. Like I remember I watched it with my sister, um and we were just laughing because it's like it's really insightful. It's like it's like actually like of like truth to a lot of the stuff that they were saying. And you're like, you always like leave, so like, yeah, this is really cool. But then you'd like pay attention to what's actually happening on screen, and it's like, what the hell is happening? It's really cool. You should totally watch it. I'll have to find it
So
after
is
this.
it like so is it is it like intentionally trying to be comedic or is it like just like you just kind of looking back and just seeing the whole
No, not
scope
at
of everything?
all.
So it's like the tone is
Yeah,
just
I don't
like
know.
dry.
Maybe it's like a way. Yeah, maybe it's like a way of like keep your attention almost. I don't know. That's like kind of how I interpret it. Because like the visuals, it's like an animated show. And it's just there's so much going on. Like I've only watched like two episodes. Like the first one was there's a zombie apocalypse on Earth, and he's interviewing the president about like just shit, right? And then the other episode, it was like some weird, like there were animals and they were getting taken by like robots, and then they're getting grinded into like into nothingness, and then it's weird. It's so weird, but like, um, I think ultimately it's just like a very chill show. Like there's a lot going on visually, but when it comes to their conversations, like it really like it's really cool. Like I recommend it to like anyone. I don't know, it's really insightful. Like it's like there's a lot of truth to like the conversations that they have, and like
I like
I
stuff
don't
like
know,
that.
it's like almost like therapeutic. Yeah.
I feel that. The non anime show I was into for a little bit temporarily was the Last Man on Earth, and I like the aspect. I mean, I guess kind of exploring what that means to be the last man on Earth, and like what that would be like for the person, and what like in being introduced to new people, and like building a community and stuff like that. So I like stuff that kind of explores humanity. and I like that in anime too. I like this one thing I like about Hunter X Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm getting a little
Yeah, I've
thirsty.
been meaning to watch that, and I know that there's a lot of it's been requested a lot, like to do the Hunter X Hunter OP or OPs, but I'm just like
Hmm.
I'm kind of intimidated to start it because I know it's like a longer anime, and I just like it's already hard enough as it is to sit down and watch anime nowadays. Uh, it's kind of funny. Like I like so many people are like think that I'd watch like the most anime. Uh, but like ever since like this whole Instagram thing happened a year ago, it's like completely consumed me. Like in a good way, obviously, like because I'm like
Yeah.
making content and practicing more, so that's good. But like, um, it's just I only watch it like when I'm in the mood to, or if there's a show that like really interests me. And like keeping up with seasonal anime is like very difficult. It was already difficult when I didn't have a life because there's just a million new shows every 2 months.
That's one thing. I know I try to do. I try to do the memes like with the podcast, and before that, I was doing it on TikTok. And like, I mean, like
Mm.
you said, is when you're trying to do. I say with music, sometimes that'll take up some time, man. Maybe leave less room to watch anime, but like, sometimes I'll be in the middle of watching anime, and then I'll try to I'll see a scene or whatever, and then I'll like try to go and find the scene and try to record it or whatever, and then try to think of a meme and stuff like that. And I'll do that for about 30 minutes. And so, I mean, probably
Mm-hmm.
I can see how that kind of I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to bring it around to, but like just I could feel that like when you putting out anime content, you have less time for the actual anime. I guess you saying.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's like so many. Um, I've started a good chunk of the ones that I've made, but there's a lot of songs that I've covered or the OPs that I've covered of shows that I haven't even started or just finished. Um, and like people are like, "Oh, how did you like the show?" Or like they'll ask me questions about it like in the comments or whatever after I post the cover, and I'm like, "Yeah, it was cool," because I haven't even finished it. That's how it was for Demon Slayer and like Fire Force. Um, and like I don't know, I feel like there needs to be a lot in order for me to continue watching it. Unless it's like a slice of life where I can just come back to it like any day, and it's like it'll be interesting or like it'll be satisfying because it's like cute and stuff.
I got you. Have you ever heard of Psych? I think it's Psychic K Psycho something like that with the pink hair guy. Pink
Psych
hair and
Mob
glad
Psycho?
pink. Not my. I think it's just it's Psycho, but it's spelled with an S. Saiko.
No, I haven't. I haven't heard of that.
I heard that's a good one to just like put on in the background. But I'm gonna probably try to get into that one because I'm almost finished with Gintama. I keep saying Gintama, like, but Gintama. I'm almost finished with Gintama, and I'm actually getting into this show called it's a shonen. It's an older shonen called Reborn because Jacob was telling me about it one day. The dude told me like he was like telling me why I shouldn't watch it, and then he started going over like what was going on in the anime because it was this trope. It was this kind of trope where the character is like reluctant
Mm-hmm.
to actually do heroic stuff, and it happened like each episode for a long time in the anime. But he was just going over the series, and he was talking about the characters. I'm like, what in the world is with this series? And but by the end of the conversation, he was like, "Yeah, man, we gotta." We start watching the anime. He was just saying I should watch it, but but yeah, I
Yeah.
think that'll probably be a fun. I think it has a slice of life vibe to it, even though it's kind of like a shonen. But it's like these first few episodes I've been watching of Reborn. Um, it's been pretty slice of life in a way.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'll have to look into it. Is it a newer one or is it one that's been out for a
It's
while?
Reborn's been out for a while. I think the newest episodes was in the tens. The like year the it I I don't know the exact year it ended, but it was like 2006, and it ended somewhere in the tens. It's like 200
Oh, okay.
episodes, I think. But like so
Oh my
far,
goodness.
but so far, I mean, I'm just chilling with it. I'm
200
just chilling
episodes.
with it.
That's a lot. What are some ones that you I think I asked you this like when we were playing the other day.
Hmm.
But what are some shows that you recommend that are done that like came out recently, at least within the last like year or so?
Like I said, like with you, Love is War is pretty cool. Teasing Master Takagi-san, that was like a cute anime.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
freaking as far as you said short, just the shorter ones.
Uh, uh, or just ones that are finished. Because the reason why I was asking is because like I said, I only jump on anime ones that really interest me. Um, and those tend to be ones that are like newer and like ones that just aired. Like Rent a Girlfriend was one of those ones because I heard the OP and I was like, oh, this is great. And then I started watching it. And I was like, oh, this is great. But then I reminded myself on why I hate watching airing anime because like I absolutely hate waiting an entire week to watch the next episode. Like it just kills me. Um, and it's like I want to get into some more shows, but like that are already done, so like I can just binge them and feel satisfied, you know,
I feel
and have
that. I
something to
feel
look
that.
forward to when I come home. Because with Rent a Girlfriend, it was like, yeah, I like watched all 5 episodes in like 2 days, which isn't impressive, obviously, but with work and stuff, it was like I had something to come home to, and I was like, yes, like I'm gonna watch this anime. Um, and then now I have to wait a week, so I'm big sad for that. So yeah, I guess just some shows that you would recommend that I could maybe start watching.
And Gintama is pretty cool too. It has like it has some parts of the show that's like that's funny comedy and stuff like that, and then it has some more serious arcs. And I think that's a good kind of balance. I just know like
Wait, that's the
what
one
I'm
with
looking
the
forward to.
white-haired guy, right?
Yeah,
And there's like a bear of some kind, or is it a cat? Yeah, I think I've seen some episodes of that at this anime cafe, and it's funny.
yeah, it's pretty solid. But like I said, with the serious arcs come on, like sometimes I be wanting funny getting Tama, and sometimes I be in the middle of a serious arc, and I'm just trying to like because I can't really watch reruns. That I'm not really good with watching reruns and stuff like this. So I'll be like I'll be kind of missing like my funny stuff. But yeah, Gintama's pretty funny. Of course, like if any kids listen, like y'all, I don't want to put no immature people on it. But like I know we're adults, we're sophisticated um post adolescent people. But uh
Gotcha.
what you call it, what else is pretty good is sure they're children. I don't know if I ever pronounce it right, but like TSUDE, something like that. But it's that's a pretty good like
Oh, Sundari
romance.
Children.
It might be there might be something like it's
There's like
endured.
multiple there's multiple relationships, and it like cuts to different ones like throughout the episode. I think you've
Yeah,
seen that.
Sir Children, I think it's called
Yeah.
with a um yeah yeah that's pretty good. I have to kind of pace myself with it because I be looking at the episode. I be like, dang, I want a romance like that. So I just I pace myself for this so I don't get like
Yeah.
burnt out. But I'm Dragon Ball, the OG Dragon Ball, like not Z. Z's pretty good, but I mean like as far as comedy and just kind of like a light hearted feel a little bit, I'd say the original Dragon Ball was pretty fun, has been fun. I haven't really went all the way through it, but I was like on episode 10 last time, I think.
Mm, gotcha.
And from what I heard, like Dragon Ball was
Yeah, I'm
supposed to
trying to
be
get back on the grind.
um yeah, Dragon Ball was supposed to be a
My bad, I didn't mean to cut you off.
it's hard, it's hard. Dragon Ball was supposed to be a comedy back from what I've heard allegedly it was supposed to be a comedy more than an action show. Which I can see especially in the OG Dragon Ball. Um But yep, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. Anything else you wanted to anything else you want to let people
Gotcha.
know about your socials and about like what's going on? Anything else on future projects and stuff like that?
Yeah, sure. Um, I guess first, I guess just thank you for letting me come on. This is kind of cool. I've never done anything like this before, so this is kind of like a kind of surreal because like
Thank
I listen to podcasts all the time, and I was like, oh, I would be to do a podcast.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so, or yeah, and if you want me to come on again, it doesn't even have to be like I don't even have to talk about myself. Like it would just be cool to talk about anime more. Um,
Yeah,
but I guess when it comes to my socials and what I got going on, I just dropped my new merch line like last week, so that's pretty exciting. So if you guys be interested in that, check it out. And then a big one that's coming up is Patreon. Um, and with Patreon, you'll get like a lot of exclusive stuff, like my Discord server and merch deals, and basically just creating a community of um, like-minded people who like anime and drums and stuff. So if y'all want to connect with me more, you look into that. And then obviously check out my Instagram if y'all haven't already. I
that's what's
think
up.
that's pretty
That's
much
what's
it.
up. All right, man. Thanks for coming on.